song, the best
Hey,
skit of all time.
that's got to be the greatest opening of any show in the country. That's
I
unbelievable.
would put it up against anything.
That's a legendary thing there. That was the best. That was one of the best ones I've ever seen on Saturday Night Live. Did you see it? You were probably young.
I've seen it. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh, there's been a couple. That's one of the top 2 or 3 for sure.
There was another one it was like during Halloween. They dressed up like Frankenstein. Oh, that was a pretty good one.
Living in a van down by the river.
That was pretty good.
That's hard to beat.
Yeah, they've had some good ones, man.
Saturday Night Live.
All right. Hey, welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Friday, Ryan Movey, the ghost of Jason Kovaleski sitting over here.
Once that college football season ends, he just goes poof.
I talked to him. He's going to be back. He's working on some big news we'll be breaking later. But Jim Barant's here. Jim Bob, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
Ryan, how's everything at home?
Everything's good.
Bay Point.
Bay Point's good. I got some exciting stuff coming up here pretty soon, that's for sure.
Good. How's that gorgeous wife of yours?
She's doing fantastic.
She is. And I saw that mansion y'all are building. Looks pretty good.
It's something like that. But, yeah, it's getting there.
Yeah. Jim and I think about buying it.
Hey.
We thought about, like,
bring
buy
an
it,
offer.
rent it out.
Everything's for sale.
Yeah.
For the right price.
Well, I know the best reels are around.
That's true.
No doubt about that.
That's true.
I went and by Bay Point yesterday and saw you have some new clothes out. I call it cloth, new cloth, and I love it. I saw some good-looking stuff there.
Yep. We're about to start getting all our springtime stuff coming in here over the next little while.
Looking forward to that. I'm telling you what. Also looking forward if you really and truly are going to bring back that world-famous Bay Point bingo.
Yes, it'll be back.
I mean, everybody was like, when's he going to do it? I said, he's going to do it. It's coming back. I'm telling you. Of course, they said, can he call it slower? He's too fast. I said, well.
That's the problem.
You know, remember, you go, guys, it's right here on the board. I mean, they had it up behind him. When the number comes up, it lights up. It's there till he calls the next one. And everybody's like, can you slow down?
And it even shows you, like, the last 5 numbers.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, they're right there. I get tickled anyway. It was funny. Julie's the main. I think her and Chris Bettis the main one yelling, screaming, slow down.
Chris Bettis, she'll say some things,
she's
too.
Shy. She's really shy.
She's very shy. She doesn't talk at all.
I heard that dog she's got. She lived over there on the back street. I can't forget the name of the street now. But she moved now to up Marlin Circle on the water. And I can still hear that dog barking. So we got a complaint going on against her and her family. We're going to get that dog kicked out of Bay Point. Last thing I do. I'm just kidding. I love that dog. They got a beautiful golden retriever. Couple things. Jim, if I get a chance later, if I can get it to work on my phone, Jerry Pruitt yesterday goes about these transfers, coaches and stuff, and it showed a golden retriever picks his little thing, and it's got one piece of food, and he puts his mouth to eat it, and the owner picked up the other one. It's a huge bowl of food. The dog looks at it, spits out the anyway, you got to see it. It was really good. Really good. But anyway, some sad news, really sad news to me. Lisa Marie Presley, 54 years old, has passed away. Can you believe that?
To me, it's going sad. That's for sure.
We have so many younger people, and we don't know what caused hers. Have no idea. I was talking to Jim before the show. We saw a picture of her at the award. What'd you call it?
Golden Globes.
Golden Glove Awards, and Elvis won. Not Elvis, but the actor that played Elvis won the Best Actor award. And I forgot his name. He guy's incredible. Did a great job. But she was there with him. You could tell, too, saw some pictures. She didn't look that good. Her color didn't look that good, whatever. 2 days later, she drops dead. They found her house. They went and CPR, got her to the hospital. And I don't know the stories yet. I hadn't heard everything. But Laura Ingraham and her show last night had a big deal about it. I turned the channels and saw some other people talking as the word was getting out that she had passed away. But could you imagine I was telling Jim, I said, you got all the money in the world, all the fame in the world, and something like that.
Yep.
You know, she had a tough life, though. Then again, you think about it, what would it be like being the child of the most famous man on earth? I mean, they did a survey. Jesus and then Elvis were the 2 most popular people in our time when we were alive, when we've been alive. It's crazy.
Well, and how about Priscilla having her husband go and then having her daughter go before she goes? That's pretty crazy.
That's true. Great point. Let's take this phone call and we'll get back to my story on Elvis.
It is Friday.
I think Glenn used to babysit Priscilla. Didn't he tell us?
I think he did.
Yeah. Is this who I think it is? No, you're kidding. This is Mike. I can't hear him. Turn it up. Wait a minute, Mike. Wait a minute.
Hey, Coach Max, it's great to be back on conference calls. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I'm having a flashback. How the heck are you?
I couldn't be better, man. Well, I take that back. I'm very sad that Lisa
you've been
Marie
touched by
passed
death.
away.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah. Me too. I mean, I hadn't talked to y'all since November 4th. I know Eddie was bragging about not calling during the week when y'all were off.
Yeah.
But I hadn't talked to you, and I said I'd call you back the next week if I wasn't incarcerated, and well, I didn't call you back, so we won't go there.
All right. Are you out
hey,
now?
I want
you good?
to give a shout out. Mike Dubose retired from high school coaching at Opp at the end of this season.
Good.
Past season, he was a hell of a man. He is a hell of a man still,
Yep.
and I don't really make fun of him. I don't know much about Mike Davis. I know he was too scared to use his wife's credit card at the strip club, but every Alabama coach since Coach Paul Bryant won at least 10 games.
Yep.
You know. So I didn't come here to praise Alabama, but I want you to straighten something out. I'm sorry that the Texas A&M connection is not there today. Is it true? This is the word on the street that Jimbo Fisher is going to vouch for Jerry Sandusky and bring him down to call the defense. Is that true? That's probably fiction. I did hear he did hire Petrino. That is true, right?
Yes, that is true.
I think Art Briles was occupied. Anyway, enough of bashing a program while it's down, but I will tell you they are going to compete with y'all. I don't mean the team. I mean Jimbo and another goofy Mike Gundy. They're already preparing their way out of coaching. They bought a 1,000-watt AM station in the Cimarron Strip over at Boise City, Oklahoma, and they're going to try to build themselves up a talk show empire just like you have.
All right. Hey, they're smart.
Yeah.
A lot easier than coaching football.
Yeah, apparently. You know.
And it pays more. I'm making more. What am I? I'm making more saving, right?
Don't
Yeah.
brag
Is that true?
now. You ain't Bubba.
Yeah.
Okay?
They
Yeah.
just bumped your
That
contract up
fat
a little
boy
bit.
left Panama City with a bad haircut and a lisp, and he's a millionaire now. It's because he preaches on Sundays.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't think he. I thought BC was the star of that show, really, but I mean, now he just picked up Rick. Anyway, I got a question for you.
Okay.
Well, y'all, I got a request, really a demand. I'm going to call Child Protective Services on you. I heard y'all messing with Eddie the other day, just talking about he's so sure Harbaugh ain't leaving. No, nobody would not take $20 million a year guaranteed for 3. Oh, of course he's going to stay at Ann Arbor, you know. What an idiot, man. Wake that boy up. He's suffering from a problem they got up in Alabama, especially on the west side of I-65. It's called coffee and caffeine avoidance. It kind of goes in with Alabama amnesia. You know, like Saban's really suffering from it. But I got me some T-shirts that say 2022 SEC 4th place, Alabama Crimson Tide. They ain't selling real big up in Alabama, but they're selling like hotcakes in Knoxville.
Oh,
you know?
my God.
All right. Well,
All right, Mike.
I know I whipped up on y'all enough, but,
You did good.
you know, I won't call it the crap stone. I love Tuscaloosa and pray for the people of Alabama and Georgia that suffered from the cyclonic destruction last night.
Yeah. I'm
Anyway,
glad you
I
called
love
him back.
man.
I was
I'll
worried
be in
about
touch.
you.
I got me a phone now.
Good. Keep
Bye.
calling now.
I will.
All right, buddy.
Bye.
Thanks, Mike. Bye-bye. Love Mike. I'm glad I was worried about him. We ain't heard from him in a while. I thought something happened to him.
It's because y'all don't accept collect calls here.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. A lot of times people call and we just keep on talking like busy. No, I'm kidding.
It's called screening.
Anyway, getting back to her, that's a great point you made that Priscilla, I couldn't imagine. My brother went through it. My brother's daughter, Tammy, she passed away when she was 16 years old. Only time I ever saw my dad cry, ever. My dad was a hardliner. First time I saw him break down. And my brother goes through that. That's the hardest. They say it is. I pray to God I never go through it. I saw it firsthand with my brother. That's tough. Yep. You see your own child die, and she sees her husband die and her child. That's a great point you made. But seriously though, do y'all have any? You got all the money. You had said something too off air. Says this shows you money's not.
It's not everything. It's really not.
So they say health and happiness.
Yeah.
Wealth can be a part of it, but health and happiness.
It could also be something that tears you apart too. You know, you
A lot of
always
people
want
get
this.
money and get into some stuff that they
Couldn't get into.
Nope.
Yeah. I'm gonna experience that probably starting Saturday because I'm gonna win. I'm nothing but a winner. I'm gonna get it one Friday.
It's true.
Another thing I'm gonna ask everybody out there to do real quick. I'd like you all pray for this young man. He's a Bay County guy. He works at the University of Alabama. He works for Nick Saban. I don't know if I should get into too much about it, but anyway, he's having emergency surgery this morning in Alabama, Birmingham. Went into the hospital yesterday in Tuscaloosa, and had just a simple procedure being done. Got screwed up, had some spinal fluid leakage, and they rushed him to Alabama, Birmingham. He's having emergency surgery today. Daniel Bush, he played at Arnold High School. We coached him. He spit our house all the time in jail. Buddies, best buddies. He's works for Nick Saban. Matter of fact, you go back, Jamie had on her TV show up in Alabama. Will Anderson, the All-American, after the game, his mother found Daniel, ran up and hugged him, thanked him for everything. They got a picture of them hugging each other and everything. His father talked to Daniel. They loved Daniel. He had a big deal about he was one of the ones that really got him to come to the University of Alabama. Matter of fact, Daniel kind of saw him before anybody else. Daniel gets all the other recruiting, breaks down the films, in charge of all this kind of stuff that they do there. And it's crazy what they do. It's unbelievable. But he got a great relationship with the mother, the father, and they love him. So this is a big deal to the University of Alabama. He is a big part of the program. He's one of the reasons they recruit the number one recruiting class year in, year out. So you'll please pray for Daniel Bush that he does well in surgery today, and we'll keep you informed Monday we get back. And that's sad. You knew him. He's like one of our own kids, like our own kid.
Oh, yeah. Great kid.
Yeah.
Smart as a whip. Maybe one of the smartest kids I've ever seen.
He absolutely.
I don't think he ever had a
perfect score. What part of the
SAT, I think.
SAT, perfect score, full academic scholarship wherever he wanted to go. And he went to the University of Alabama. And he couldn't play football there. He wasn't gifted. He wasn't like a Jim Moran or James Hale, but he was probably like a Ryan Mobley. What do you think?
Yeah, didn't play sports in college. Yeah.
No, but Daniel did a great job with Coach Saban, and he makes really good money. And this is scary, man. His Dennis called me late last night. I'm like, what the hell is this? And telling he's all upset, bless his heart, and he's asked, So everybody, please pray that he has a great recovery, great surgery, and everything works out with Daniel Bush at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. But I'd encourage all of you, have something seriously wrong with you medically, that's one of the top places in the world. I'm telling you, people from everywhere go there for all different type of things. They do an incredible job in Birmingham, and it's something else. So please keep Daniel Bush in your prayers. Pray for him that he does well today in surgery and everything is correct and working well. All right, we get back. You want to talk about golf or do you want to get into the NFL playoffs?
Whatever, whenever you want to do it. I definitely want to get in the NFL playoffs.
Yeah, let's get in the NFL playoffs.
Today.
I want to get in that when we get back. Jim's going to talk a little bit later today about Florida State. He did something really good. We always talk about these new schedules. He made a chart for us, and we can look at it now. And he did it the right way. The teams we really focus on. We have Alabama, Auburn, Clemson, Georgia, Florida State, LSU, Michigan, Ohio State, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Southern Cal. They're the players in college football, so we're going to know what's going on. And we can say all conferences are not the same. All schedules are not the same. Georgia, you need to be embarrassed. I'm just saying.
Well, when you're the best, too,
you
your schedule's always going to be a little easier if you're the better team in each matchup.
Well, even if you're the best at what you do, you can do what you want.
That's right.
I mean, they're smart.
And they do.
Really, actually, they're really smart, to be honest with you. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Appreciate every single one of you guys. We want to thank Jay Michaels and Jay Michaels Restaurant. Today is Chris Fish. It's peppers and onions off of rice, and grilled fish is outstanding, and a special sauce. He won't tell me what's in it, but it's really good. Go try it. I think you'll love it. The best seafood, Coles Beer, Jay Michaels Restaurant, Thomas Drive. Also, all real estate needs. South Oak Title and Closing. Chuck Tucker does an incredible job. Beth Mulvey, Mark, all the big-time realtors use South Oak Title and Closing. He's got an office on the beach and in town, Lynn Haven. Any kind of real estate needs, go to Closing. Make sure you demand, I want to use Chuck Tucker. I got to have South Oak Title and Closing. Also, Buffalo Rock, all the great things they've done for Bay County and Bay County students. Make sure you support them. Appreciate all the great things they've done for us, especially at Arnold High School. El Rodeo, the Tequila Bar and Grill. You buy one small draft beer, the next one's free. You buy one small margarita, the next one's free. You smell the house wine, next one's free. $5 pitchers. NFL ticket, they got that. You can watch all the games this weekend, the playoff games. Get out to El Rodeo, Tequila Bar and Grill. Matter of fact, I think we're going to go there today. All right, we'll be right back. Ron Movey, Jim Brandt. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
We're taking you from the playoffs all the way to Super Bowl 57. It's an NFL playoff triple header this Sunday. First, Dolphins at Bills. Coverage starts at 11:30. Then Giants at Vikings. Kickoff at 3:15. And Sunday Night Football. Bengals at Ravens.
Right here.
The NFL on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored by Dave & Buster's and Instant Replay Sports Cards.
Good Friday morning. That weather front heading out to the east of us now. Looks like a nice day today and a nice weekend. It'll be breezy to windy at times today in the mid-50s, mostly sunny, mostly clear, windy overnight, about 35. 50s close to 60, mostly sunny skies planned for the upcoming weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by KHS and Associates, your source for affordable health insurance. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Hi, I'm Tracy, your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Shopping for the perfect diamond can be difficult, but that's why I've trained my staff to be helpful and to offer you a stress-free diamond experience. Pick your sparkle and use our easy layaway plan. Every woman deserves an exquisite diamond from your diamond girl at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We don't work on commissions.
We work for smiles and I-dos.
So if you're tired of high-pressure salespeople, stop by and see us today at Tracy's Fine Jewelry.
Ben and Deb Collins, owners of Bay Guns and Gear, have been in business since 2010, offering new firearms and accessories with a huge selection available for your hunting needs and personal defense. Turn to Bay Guns and Gear. They have the weapon for you. Discount pricing. And if you can't find what you're looking for, they'll special order it for you. Bay Guns and Gear, across from Grease Pro at 3115 Highway 77. Visit their website, baygunsandgear.com.
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
James Hale singing a Southern Miss.
That was me. That was, yeah, back in the day. Well, Elvis, you're with your daughter. You got his daughter at home. They're in heaven together. That's a good thing. Elvis Presley. Man, still that kind of bums me out. All right, let's get into some NFL. What are they? Is something I saw they're going to play? If they have to, they'd have to play a game in Atlanta.
Oh, so that is because the whole DeMar Hamlin game, the Bills and the Bengals, when that game was canceled, because of that, they all voted that if the Chiefs and the Bills make it to the AFC Championship, it's going to be played in Atlanta at a neutral site. The reason they did that is because the Bills didn't have a chance to win that game because they could have potentially been the number one seed in the AFC. So that was kind of something that was voted on, I believe, by all the owners or something like that.
Are they going to split the process? I guess the money. Both teams will probably split the money then.
What do you mean?
Well,
like the concessions and all that.
The ticket sales, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it has.
Well,
something
what I'm asking you, are they going to have they said like we're going to divide it up 50-50 ticket sales to each program, or how are they going to do that?
No, they don't. It's just like any other NFL game. They don't allot for Bills fans, and they don't allot for Chiefs fans. You just have an opportunity to go buy tickets. Yeah, it's not like college. There's no allotment for.
So just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just like any other game, except it's going to be played at a neutral site.
What do y'all think about that?
But what's kind of crazy with this whole Bills thing,
who had the better record?
They're the Chiefs did, but the Bills didn't have a chance to win that game.
Okay.
But it's kind of almost like a destiny thing for the Bills. You know, Hamlin goes out. They save his life twice. He gets healthy. He's out of the hospital. The first thing he asks is, did they win the game? And then they come and they win that game. And then now, if they make it to the AFC Championship, they'll play in an indoor venue that, obviously levels the playing field because Kansas City and Buffalo can be really cold in the wintertime. And then if they were to win the AFC Championship, they'd go to Arizona indoors. So it's almost like this miracle path for the Bills is kind of lining up. And I wouldn't want to play the Bills with everything that's going on. I mean, the DeMar Hamlin thing, I mean, that certainly gives you some pressure, but some pressure in a good way, because it's just sometimes you see these things line up.
They look good. The times I watched them.
I mean, the AFC, the Bills, the Bengals, and the Chiefs are all pretty dang stout. But before I jump into the playoffs, I want to talk about one quick thing that's coming up next year at Bay Point. You've probably seen the announcements and stuff like that. But the Bay Point Billfish Open will be back.
Already got my shirt.
Yep. We have shirt merchandise in the golf shop. But it's coming up here pretty quick. It's going to be in June. It's going to run from June 28th to July 2nd. But it's the big, huge Billfish tournament like we used to have, except I think it's going to be even bigger. A lot of sponsorships available. You can register your boat from all over the Southeast, so they've got a lot of people that have already registered, some big-time sponsors. We're also going to do a golf tournament that Wednesday morning. We'll have some more information coming out about that, but we're excited. I know the Marine is excited. St. Joe's excited, but Mr. Warren, George Roberts, Scott Rossman's involved, and then Jay Quay have been kind of taking this thing and bringing it back, which is because the last time it was done, I think, was in 2012, so it's been 10 years since it's happened.
I don't think you were here for when they
no, I was
pulled
not.
in that big marlin that's at Captain Anderson's now. I was there with my girls, Judy and I. It's like, that's the biggest fish I've ever seen in my. Oh my God!
It was like a Volkswagen. It was huge.
They had it on a pallet, and it was like that high off the ground.
Didn't they have to take it in town and weigh it because the scale?
Yeah,
the scale didn't have enough. Yeah,
and
it
lost some weight
going
in there.
to like a truck scale or something.
Yeah,
it was over 1,000 pounds.
That's awesome.
So that's right. You were never here for any of them.
No, because the last one was in 2012. We moved here in the end of 2015.
Yeah, that was an awesome thing.
That used to be the biggest deal around.
Yeah, it was fun to go to.
Well,
you couldn't move.
It's coming back. Yeah. It's coming back. Concerts, events, all that stuff.
Scott's going to do the.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I mean, they're hoping to have about 75 teams, and they'll have blue marlin prizes. They'll have all sorts of, they'll have the wahoo, the tuna, all that stuff. But obviously, and I think they'll have some stuff if they catch a state record marlin or something like that. There'll be a huge prize.
See, Scott's been doing the one over in Destin for years.
Destin and the one in Mobile, maybe, or Gulf Shores, or Biloxi and Sandestin. He always does. Yeah, he's been the MC for a long time. Yeah. So I know he's excited about this for sure. But just wanted to get that in there real quick, and then jumping into the NFL playoffs. This is
wait a minute, time out. I want to ask him something. What did you think about what they're doing, playing that game in Atlanta? What was your thoughts on that?
I mean, it's kind of like the fair thing to do. I mean, people get all worked up about this. This is a once in a forever scenario, And I'm sorry if your feelings got hurt and this, that, and the other. Think of what the other possibility could have been. I've mentioned this before. I was on a team in college where we had a player that happened, and he died, okay? So I've been there firsthand. That was a very traumatic thing. It's like, and it just completely affects you. The difference being is there was no social media when it happened with us in 1975, and nobody knew about it. He died on Saturday. We had a funeral on Tuesday, got on the bus on Wednesday or Friday rather, drove to Kalamazoo, Michigan, and played Western Michigan 1 week later. Yeah. None of us wanted to play. None of us. I mean, it was like, how do you get your mind wrapped around? You just had your teammate die. Okay, so when these people get all worked up about this, people think about what the other alternative could be. This turned out well. He was lucky. Yeah. That he lived through this, that they got to him.
Yeah, that trainer saved his life.
Those trainers saved his life.
They did.
And it's like, that's why I get a little worked up about this, because I've been there firsthand. Yeah. It was awful. I mean, it was like, I don't want to play anymore.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you got to talk.
What's so?
And you got to talk yourself into wanting to play. So when people get all worked up about, well, they should have done this, put yourself in the position of the guys who are being affected here. And I know it's. I don't want to sound ugly, but all these other teams, the players on these other teams, you weren't even there. I mean, you weren't even there. Yeah, it affects you because it could happen to you. It could, but what about the people that were actually there that are his teammates? How about a little sympathy? Sympathy's not even the right word. A little understanding, of what the heck they're going through.
Yeah.
It's.
Well, and they had to make a decision. They had to figure out something. So nobody's ever happy with the whole base is never going to be having a decision. But I think hopefully not affects, but the Chiefs more so are affected by this decision than I would say the Bills. But I mean, like you said, it's understanding. You have to understand that this is a once in how many ever years it's happened.
Right.
I know it happened in the '70s with another team. But yeah, I think I thought it was a good decision because you're making it equitable for both teams for sure.
I think what's the good thing about what happened, you saw the entire country come together. You saw everybody praying, and you can't tell me there's not a higher being. I mean,
you saw it. You saw it.
God
in
saved
action.
him. Yeah, that all those prayers, if that didn't wake you up.
I guess Tim Tebow kneeling all those years wasn't such a bad thing after all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember
they used to go after him for that?
I forget the guy. I don't think it was David Pollock, but the guy that was praying live on the air on ESPN.
Dan Orlovsky.
That's right. That was pretty powerful right there.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That just
I couldn't believe that they let him do it.
I couldn't either.
Wow.
Well, and with our, obviously we're all happy DeMar Hamlin is safe and he's recovering and he's doing better, but it's almost like this moment was needed for our country.
I agree.
To kind of rally the troops and all that stuff.
Right.
But I know we're getting closer to a break, but we can jump into it and maybe
go ahead.
to the next one. But I will say this, Diego, our food and beverage manager at Bay Point, he's getting married tomorrow on Super Wild Card Weekend. And there's 7 slots that my 49ers could have played in, and the slot that they play in is the 3:30 slot on Saturday. He's getting married at 4:30 tomorrow. So
you're not feeling good, are you? Yeah, I can tell you cough.
Yeah. I don't know if I can make it, but no, just very superstitious. But I'll be watching it one way or the other.
That's not as bad as having somebody's son have the rehearsal dinner.
Oh yeah.
And somebody slid out so they can watch
on
Alabama
the
play Ohio
first
State.
ever college playoff, Alabama Ohio State Sugar Bowl.
And then he keeps calling me, Jim Bob, when are you going to leave? I say, I can't. I did. It's my son. I left. You can leave.
I start saying, yeah, I hope you ever have a good time. I just kind of left. Julie, everybody's looking for me. I said, my stomach's messed up. I had to get home.
He's got a stomach ache.
So I'm watching the game. Him and Judy are over at the house. They finally come over. We watched the game. But we got along good. It was no problem watching the game together.
Yeah. Ohio State won that one, right?
Yeah.
The play of the game.
And I just want to point out that when Ohio State and Kirby Smart have hooked up, Kirby's defense will get up 40 points both times. I'm just saying. 42 and 41.
Thank you for that information. That is true. What got Alabama, I really think, and it bothered me when it happened. Right before halftime, they run a little reverse and throw a pass, and the guy made an unbelievable catch, touchdown. I said,
plays for the
that
Saints.
ain't good. This ain't good.
Kinda.
Sure enough, that came
He's
back
on the
to
roster.
haunt us. That came back to kick our butt.
At one time, he was on the roster.
And we got down inside the red zone. I mean, how many times? We couldn't score. We throw interceptions, do everything. And that running, they had a great running back. My God.
Ezekiel
no wonder. I mean, he breaks off an 85-yard run or something like that.
250 yards in Alabama.
Can we talk about pro football now?
You've got
wait a minute.
You've got
hold your thought. Yeah. We got to take a break now. Thank you, Jim, for ruining my morning.
Just want to point that out.
You did a good job of it. Dr. Chad Mitchell. If you get any type of injury, go see Chad Mitchell. I tell you what, legendary doctor. He'll be here Monday morning talking about the Auburn Tigers, the Alabama Crimson Tide, Florida State, and the Florida Gators. Chad Mitchell does a great job. He really does. You get injured, go call Chad. Make sure he will take care of you. Bay Point Golf. You love golf. It's the place you're going to go. That is Bay Point. Tell us again what all's going on down there, Ryan. Give us a little love.
Well, one thing I want to mention, too, Sean Geiser and a couple of his folks
started.
He's been trying to do this for a while, and I was excited we got it off the ground. It's called Tea Time Car Wash. So basically, it's open to anybody. You don't have to come out and play golf to do it. You can just be a resident there in Bay Point. You can eat. But anyway, you come up, they wash, they detail. They've been doing a fantastic job. So you can go out and play golf, leave your car with them. They wash it. You can do ceramic wax if you want. And then you come back and your car's ready to go. So it's a fantastic service that they are providing there at Bay Point.
I'm walking, okay. I'm walking my usual walk by Bay Point. I just went in, came back out, and I'm walking. I hear, Coach. And it was him. And you see his mustache?
Oh, yeah.
I love his
Sean
mustache.
Geiser's got a mustache.
Oh, my God. He's got an old-time looking. It's cool. It curves up on the ends. He looks good. Still looks really good. He was unbelievable.
He's quite the athlete. He still is.
Unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
He can fly.
He was a tremendous athlete.
He ran track at Alabama.
He was a tremendous athlete.
Yeah.
If we got time when we come back, I'll tell you a story about Sean Geiser.
We need to do that.
He's a good
but
dude.
listen, he goes, quit walking, go to your car, I'll wash it for you. And I'm like, I gotta take me 20. No, go do it. I said, no, I'll do it some other time. But I thought he was kidding with me. Then I looked over there. They're really doing it. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, he's been trying to do it for a little while, and we finally got it over the hump. So
all right.
It's a cool.
Well, I'll give you the invoice to give to him.
There you go.
That's this advertisement we got.
There you go.
Get out to Bay Point, play some great golf. We'll be right back. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Yeah, give it.
Your home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
We're taking you from the playoffs all the way to Super Bowl 57. It's an NFL playoff triple header this Sunday. First, Dolphins at Bills. Coverage starts at 11:30. Then Giants at Vikings. Kickoff at 3:15. And Sunday Night Football. Bengals at Ravens.
Right here.
The NFL on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored by Dave & Buster's and Instant Replay Sports Cards.
It's a new year to dream big and drive bigger in an SUV from Bill Bird Kia. Take the first step toward your next adventure and stop by Bill Bird Kia today. You'll find the perfect match in an SUV from Bill Bird Kia, now offering 3.25% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. Bill Bird Kia is the home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us anytime at 2435 East 15th Street and also online at BillBirdKia.com. We'll treat you like family and give you the peace of mind you can trust.
Offer from Kia Finance for the purchase of a new 2023 Kia Sorento with $22.22 per month per 1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. No down payment required. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Plus take delivery from dealer stock through 2/28/23.
Since 2007, Coastal Impressions Print Shack has been providing the area with top-of-the-line custom printing services. They specialize in printing, signs, t-shirts, and more. Need vehicle graphics or other promotional items? Coastal Impressions Print Shack can help. For more information or to place an order, stop by and see Coastal Impressions Print Shack at the corner of Thomas Drive and Highway 98 or call 850-230-0488. Coastal Impressions Print Shack, your one-stop print shop.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio.
Boss, I got good news and bad news. What's the bad news? Your hat's on fire.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Fun Friday here with Jason Kovaleski. Jason, you doing well? You look good today, buddy.
Yeah.
Ryan Mulvey, Jim Brandt. Jason will be with us next Friday for real. Matter of fact, if you're looking to look better, feel better, make sure you go by and see Jason Kovaleski at Max Fit Sports Nutrition. Does an incredible job down there. Before we get back to the NFL, you got to tell your story about Sean Geiser because I do remember that.
Okay. I don't know if everybody knows Sean Geiser, but Sean Geiser is probably one of the best athletes to ever come out of definitely Arnold and probably Bay
I say
County.
Bay County.
Sean Geiser, if you don't know him, was about 5'6", 5'7", maybe. Has the high jump record in Bay County. He's like 6'7". He could jump like a foot over his head. Faster than anything. Ran track at Alabama. Just a tremendous athlete. Well, he was also very strong. And I was the first weightlifting coach at Arnold. And Sean was going to lift at 129 pounds. He's, like I said, he's not very big. So we got spring break coming up. Coach, I'm going on a cruise. All right. Now, he weighs 129 pounds when he leaves. All right. He comes back. We have the county meet, within a week after coming back from spring break. So it's time to weigh Sean in. Sean Geiser now weighs 143 pounds. I said, Sean, you can cut weight a pound or two, like what? And he was laughing. I said, what? I wasn't laughing. I said, what the heck? I didn't say that. I said, what did you do for a week? He goes, well, Coach, on those cruises, the food's free, it's always there, and you just eat nonstop. And the last time I saw him, which was the Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather fight, we were at somebody's house in Bay Point, and he was there. And I hadn't seen him in a long time, and we were still laughing about it then. And I said, Sean, you killed me. He goes, Coach, I know I let you down, but, man, that food was so good. 14 pounds in one. He gained 10% of his body weight in 1 week.
In 1 week, that's crazy.
It's like, oh my God, are you kidding?
He was strong. He was fast. He was quick. He was everything. He was
If
great.
he'd have been over 6 foot tall, he could have gone wherever he wanted.
Oh,
I mean, he was a tremendous athlete. Oh my goodness.
He could have maybe if he'd been bigger, he'd been playing the NFL. You see that beautiful picture there?
Yeah, that's right. Good looking guy.
Yeah.
Big head looking somebody.
All right, get into it. Let's go, Ryan.
Yeah, so obviously it's jumping back into the NFL, which we don't talk a whole lot about on this show. But it is Super Wild Card Weekend. It's arguably one of the best weekends for NFL football because you've got a ton of games going on. You got 2 games tomorrow, 3 games on Sunday, and then it culminates on Monday Night Football with the Dallas Cowboys and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I'll start with the AFC. Obviously, the Chiefs ended up getting a bye. Which is pretty cool. You know, they've, I think, been in the playoff or the Super Bowl 3 the last 4 years. Patrick Mahomes set the NFL set the NFL passing record, I believe, this year for most yards passed for.
I think it's total offense.
Total offense, okay.
I think.
Gotcha.
It was a lot. It was like 5,600 yards.
Yeah, it was insane.
A
it was insane. So they got the number 1 seed, so they got a bye in the first. You know, the NFL used to do only 6 teams made the playoffs, and the top 2 seeds got byes, but now they added a game, and the number 1 seed gets a bye, and then number 2 plays the 7. And in this aspect, it's going to be Miami traveling up to Buffalo. And when Tua was announced he wasn't playing, it went from a 9-point spread to a 13-point spread. So I think Buffalo probably takes care of business in that game. And it's not even their second-string quarterback; it's their third-string quarterback.
Because Bridgewater,
he broke his
finger.
finger or something like that.
Right.
So.
Right. If they gave him the weather report yet, what's it going to be like in Buffalo?
I could look it up, but they haven't yet.
What time's that kickoff?
That kickoff is the Buffalo game is on Sunday. That's the first game on Sunday at noon. Yeah, 13.5 point spread in that one. Looks like the weather's going to be 28, but just partly cloudy. So actually a pretty nice day in Buffalo for January.
For that time of year and that part of the country, that's pretty good.
And then sticking with the AFC, you've got the Ravens and the Bengals playing at Sunday night. That's going to be a big matchup. However, they just announced yesterday Lamar Jackson won't be playing. So it's either going to be Hundley or that other guy.
Wait a minute. Say it again. What time's that kickoff?
That's the night game on Sunday.
Okay.
That's in Cincinnati. Lamar Jackson isn't playing, so that's another big spread. I think Kansas City's a 9-point favorite, maybe a 9.5-point favorite. 41 degrees at kickoff, just a normal day in Cincinnati. Actually, that's pretty nice for the first weekend. And then the one tomorrow night, which is kind of exciting, the Jags made the playoffs again. They had to beat Tennessee the last game of the season to get in. They could have got in a couple other ways, too. So they got the Chargers coming across the entire country. The Jags ended up winning their division, so they're hosting this playoff game, and that's going to be Saturday night over there in Jacksonville. Chargers are a 1.5-point favorite. That should be a really good football game. Yeah, 7:15 kickoff on NBC. Yeah, that'll be a great game. The Chargers are pretty healthy. Mike Williams may be back playing, but Keenan Allen's been back, and Eckler and all those guys are playing real well. So I'm pulling for the Jags. It's kind of cool to see what happened after Urban Meyer got out of there, and they kind of flipped it around.
Yeah,
and,
they did.
They're playing some decent football. They're playing on house money, so that can be a very dangerous team. So those are the 3 AFC games coming up this weekend. And then pivoting to the NFC, you've got my 49ers hosting the Seahawks. That's the 3rd game they're playing them this season, which – I was talking to Liam. He was like, "Oh, we'll kill the Seahawks." I was like, "Dude, it's the playoffs. Chill out." I said, "Pete Carroll's defense is pretty good. Third time's tough. I mean, on paper, the Niners should do well in that game, and it's actually, I believe it's going to be raining at game time. So
what day and what time's that?
That's tomorrow. That's the 3:30 game that I'm going to have to figure out how to watch during Diego's wedding. But it looks like the rain's not going to happen now. 55 degrees at game time. Niners are a 10-point favorite.
They got a good defense.
They got a real good defense. So they got a good offense. I mean, Brock Purdy's done a pretty fantastic job. He's 5-0 as a starter, as a rookie.
Is Debo back? Is he still?
Debo's back. Debo was back for the Cardinals, but he didn't get a lot of action because they were kind of trying to keep him. But
smart move.
You got Christian McCaffrey, Debo Samuel, George Kittle, and Kittle's come alive these last. He scored 7 touchdowns, I think, in the last 4 games. He's had his best season this year.
Purdy got it going on.
They do. Well, when you got McCaffrey coming out of the backfield, you got Debo and Ayuk. There's a lot of stuff going on out there, so it opens up a lot. But I think McCaffrey will have a good game, and hopefully they take care of business and then move on to the divisional round. And then you got the Giants and the Vikings. The Vikings are the 3 seed. The Giants are the 6 seed. Giants are going to play in Minnesota. Minnesota's only a 3-point favorite. I actually think the Giants are going to win this game. Minnesota is 13-4, but they have a negative point differential for the entire season.
To me,
which
they
is
remind
crazy.
me of TCU. You know, they had a lot of games where they pulled them out of the. What did they have, like 8 games? I'm talking about the Vikings.
Yeah.
They're like 8 games that they won in like the last quarter.
And they were behind in all of them.
Right.
Yeah, negative 3-point differential for the entire season, and you go 13-4.
That's crazy.
That math just doesn't add up. But so I think that'll be a good game. It'll be a close game. But if Dable lets Daniel Jones kind of air out the ball like he did the last time when they played the Vikings, I think it'll be a good football game. And you know, I'm pulling for the Giants in that one.
And what about Tommy and the Cowboys?
You know, being a Niners fan my entire life, I despise the Cowboys. I know there's a lot of Cowboys fans that I know.
I've never been a Cowboys fan.
It's just one of those teams you're raised by your dad to hate, and so I've raised Liam to hate too. But interesting that
Don't be a hater.
I know the Bucs are hosting the Cowboys with an 8-9 record because they won the NFC South, and because the Cowboys lost the last regular season game of the season to the Washington Commanders. They ended up knocking down in Minnesota being the 3rd seed. So now Dallas has to go to Tampa Bay, where they're a 2.5-point favorite against Tommy.
And Dallas has never beat Tommy.
No,
right?
Tom's 7-0 against the Cowboys.
That game is Monday?
That game's the Monday night game.
Monday
Yep,
night
7:15.
Have they ever done that before, a Monday night game in the playoff?
Ever since I think last year they did, once they expanded to the 14 teams in the playoffs, that added that Monday night game. Yeah, that's why this weekend is like one of the best weekends if you're an NFL fan.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Excuse me. In the AFC, you got 2 teams who have their 3rd-string quarterbacks that have to play, you know, because Tua's out and Lamar Jackson's out. Personally, I know James is a big Alabama guy. I don't see Tua lasting much longer. I see him taking it to the house.
Yeah,
really
if
do.
he even plays again. Yeah, I'm going to imagine people are going to tell
How
him.
long has he played now? 3 or 4?
I think 3.
I think this is
You gotta
his
have
3rd
5,
year.
Right? You got to have 5 to get that retirement.
Yeah, he'll be fine. But yeah, I mean, I feel like he's one more head injury away from being in serious trouble. But yeah, it's there's a stat that's been going around the internet. There's I think 4 or 5 starting quarterbacks in the playoffs that are younger than Stetson Bennett.
Right.
Which is kind of crazy. I mean, there's just some crazy stats. It was a crazy college football season. It was a crazy NFL season. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
You saw this picture of him on Facebook? Gray hair,
the
beard.
age, yeah.
He still isn't as old as Chris Winkie was at Florida State.
Yeah.
Chris Winkie was like 29 or 30 because he
Tell you
played
what.
on minor league baseball for like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
All that boy does is win, win, win.
That's right. When you're on a team like that.
You know, I'm not a Georgia fan per se, but I mean, just to follow that story, if any team anywhere in the country had a walk-on win 2 national championships back-to-back,
Unheard of.
he'd be a hero forever. He'd never have to.
He is over there.
He'd never have to buy another meal or drink as long as he lives, ever.
I tell you, somebody else will never have to buy a meal or drink anymore. That's Patrick at Turf Pro. You want that yard looking unbelievable? You want to look like Pat Dye Field? You know, like James Hale's house, field, grass, yard. Patrick does an unbelievable job. Turf Pro. They're all throughout Bay Point. I tell you what, he does a great job. Give them a call, make an appointment. They'll come out, and they'll solve all the problems. I guarantee you that. They have for us. They have for Ryan. They have for Jim. Turf Pro, give Patrick a call. Also, don't forget about Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. You love pizza. There's only one place you're going to go. If you love desserts, that bakery's incredible. The deli's unbelievable. We've all been there. We all love it. John does a great job. Try out Paparazzi Gourmet Deli. Some Coast sent you. Also, Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. He loves playing golf, by the way.
I know.
As you know that. He is something else. He's a great guy. He'll be in here Tuesday with Jim, and I think he's going to help me out next Thursday, too.
Who's that?
Ethan Boyd.
Oh, Ethan Boyd. Okay.
Yeah.
He was on yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, I saw him.
I think he's going to come again next Thursday. Jeremy's going to be out next Thursday. But anyway, get down to Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. Try it. If you're heading to Pier Park, look at the big sign to your left. And if you're leaving from the west of the beach, heading to the east, it's a lot easier.
You almost have to stop.
Yeah.
If you're going east from the west side.
Yeah. It's really good. I love their turkey plate. I love the turkey sandwich. Go try that. Everybody else loves their barbecue. It's really good. Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. All right, we'll be right back. Wonderful. Jim Bob says, stay home. It's Friday the 13th. It's Friday the 13th.
It is Friday the 13th.
All right, we'll be right back. Saturday the 14th tomorrow. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's here. The 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app version 2.0. Now featuring ultra high fidelity. You'll feel like you're in the game. Plus more opportunities to win weekly prizes from local businesses when you click it to win it. Download the 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app today at Google Play or the Apple Store.
Good Friday morning. That weather front heading out to the east of us now. Looks like a nice day today and a nice weekend. It'll be breezy to windy at times today in the mid-50s, mostly sunny, mostly clear, windy overnight about 35. 50s close to 60, mostly sunny skies planned for the upcoming weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Earthworks of Northwest Florida knows it's a perfect time for you to update your home. Whether it's routine touch-ups or a new look, Earthworks has just what you need. Sand, stone, mulch, and gravel, pickup or delivery. Visit earthworks.com and request a quote. Discover your dream landscape with Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Love the land you live on. Earthworks of Northwest Florida, 2005 Industrial Drive.
Chick-fil-A Tyndall Parkway has reopened and invites you to eat more chicken at our newly renovated location. Not able to stop in? Let us bring you your favorites right to your door with Chick-fil-A delivery. If you live within our delivery radius, you can count on our team members to prepare and deliver your order with care, the Chick-fil-A way. Order online or through the app. Can't get enough Chick-fil-A? Follow us on Facebook at Chick-fil-A Tyndall Parkway. Chick-fil-A delivery is also available from our sister location on the beach.
Do you know who I am?
If he was the last person on Earth,
I'm kind of a big deal.
mankind would still have a chance.
We may have to repopulate the Earth.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show.
I'm very important.
Live from the J. Michael Studio at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State. Woo! FSU Update is brought to you by Newbies. Yes, Newbies have a great time. John and Shaw do such a wonderful job. All three locations. The Booze and Brew is where Glenn Mann loves to go. I love the mothership and Newbies too on the Curve. You go watch all sporting events. Go try it out. You'll love it. Tell them Coach sent you. Also, they got food there now. Jim, what do you got for us there on the mighty Seminoles? They're now going to be ranked in the top 10.
Yeah, we talked about this the other day. I'm going to mention it again real quick. In the way too early, ridiculously too early polls or whatever they call them, they're ranked number 6 for next season. LSU number 7, so that sets up that first game of the season. The big news this week, I think Tommy Santamon talked about yesterday, and I know you're aware of it because as a Southern Miss guy, but Patrick Surtain Sr. going to be the DB coach at Florida State. I think it's a really smart move on Norvell's part because Patrick Surtain coached at American Heritage, which is down in Plantation, which is down by Miami, was there for 3 of their state championships. It's really smart to get somebody in that part of the state, you know, as a recruiter that is aware. And people would know his name anyway. He played in NFL played for the Dolphins too. So I think that was a really smart move. That made a lot of sense to me that they got somebody with that kind of swag down in South Florida because he
is highly intelligent. The education he got is second to none.
Yeah.
The Harvard of the South.
The Harvard of the South. Yes, yeah, that's right.
Southern
and his son played at Alabama.
He's even better. I mean, what? Yeah. You can go to Southern Miss. Where do you want to go?
Alabama.
Thank you.
There you have it.
Crickets.
So, and then the other good thing for Florida State is they're not losing all their difference makers. You know, Jared Verse came in as a transfer guy. He's staying. Wilson came in as a transfer guy. He's staying. Benson. I mean, all the guys that they got worked so hard for like 2 years ago are all sticking around, which to me is refreshing. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I don't why that guy wanted to leave and ends up at Kansas State. That running back, that Ward, to me, that makes no sense. Yeah, Kansas State's got a good program, but when I was at Akron as a GA, we went to Kansas State, to Manhattan, Kansas. I hope there's no Manhattan, Kansas people out there. That's in the middle of nowhere. Okay, that's like you put a college on Alligator Alley going to Miami. That's about how many people are in Manhattan, Kansas. There's nothing to do there. It's like, why would anybody come here? I mean, they had a great program, but man, this is compared to Tallahassee, Florida, and Florida State's going to be playing maybe for ACC championships, maybe getting the playoffs. They won 10 games. Clemson is going to run its course a little bit. Who got named the offensive coordinator at Clemson yesterday?
Lincoln Riley's brother.
That's right. He
Yeah,
looks
from
just like him.
TCU's the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Now, what did you think about that? Not Jimbo. Dabo fired his offensive coordinator after one season.
And the thing that surprises me is that Streeter played at Clemson. He's been an assistant there. To me, I think I hate to say it, but I think it's true. I think coaches do a lot of things to save their own butts.
Yeah.
And I think somebody got the Dabo and said, "Hey, look, now we got to be better on offense. Either you get him out or whatever." That's what I think happened.
And all those other coordinators has been with him for years.
Yeah.
And they both left at the same time.
Right.
And he made him offensive coordinator and fires him after 1 year.
Yep, I think you're right. I think somebody said, "Hey, y'all didn't look as good as you need to. You need to make some kind of change to show that you're making an effort."
They had 100 plays of offense. They just couldn't put in the end zone.
Yeah.
They moved the ball.
I said this before, and I'm gonna say it again now. You got a true freshman starting his first game, in a bowl game against a good opponent, and you have him throw the ball 56 times.
Yeah.
It's like. You set him up.
Maybe that's why they have a new offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. You're setting him up to fail, and you got that Will Shipley, that number one, who's, in my opinion, is a really good running back. Feature him. Get the ball to him. No, we're going to wing. They ran 101 plays against Tennessee and scored, 14 points?
Yeah.
And Timpson's and TCU's last offensive output wasn't something right home by. Wasn't that good?
But that's apples and oranges. You can't really use that as a comparison. But I don't see Clemson doing what TCU did on offense. But Garrett Riley called the plays for Max Dugan, so maybe they think Klubnik is the big runner and quarterback, so maybe they will. I don't know.
I think you're right. You look what happened all year long. One quarterback left. I can't pronounce his name.
DJ Uiagalelei wasn't really.
Yeah, Johnny Ukulele.
He's a good quarterback, but he just made a lot of mistakes at bad times.
But like the whole year, that was their problem the whole year. I thought it was the offense. Defense is always good.
Well, in the ACC championship, they brought in Klubnik, and he basically won the game for them.
Yeah.
So if we're getting back to Florida State for a second, we got it off.
So getting back to that. I don't know if he was told anything. I think he just saw it himself. Maybe not. Maybe they put pressure on him.
So, can Florida State beat Clemson next year with Jordan Travis? I say yes.
Yes, sir.
I think.
Where's that? Is that home or away?
Let's look at the schedule.
It's in Clemson, I believe.
That is that.
It's Clemson.
Yep, home against FSU. For Clemson. Yeah.
That's the only thing I don't like. But I think Florida State's got a good shot. Florida State's going to be good, guys.
Well, and
they're going to be real.
The
good.
guy getting fired, does Florida State's success have anything to do with that decision that Dabo made to get rid of the offensive coordinator and bring in a new one? Do you think that's putting more pressure on him? That Florida State's on the up and up?
I think so. I think Florida State's has a good shot at making the playoffs. I really do.
Because really, I mean,
do.
Miami's down. NC State, Wake Forest lost their
Pitt,
quarterback.
NC State, Wake Forest, all that.
Syracuse, so it's really. I mean, it's an FSU and Clemson play on the same side of the division, right? Yeah, so it's always.
So we'll see. I think they got a chance to do something. And the thing that's just refreshing as a former player and a coach is that it seems like the people at Florida State want to stay there, except for the one. They realize what they got coming, what they potentially have in front of them. And they want to be part of it, and to me, that's good. That's why you go to college. That's why you go to Florida State. Why did you come here in the first place?
All the great programs.
You say you want to turn it around. You got to the point where it's going in the right direction, and then you jump ship.
Yeah,
that makes no sense.
I wonder if there's somebody else on the depth chart below him that might put pressure and end up getting that number 2 spot behind Benson.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Yeah, there's
probably.
Probably. To answer your question, yeah, probably.
And he's like,
probably right.
I got a better shot for my NFL, K-State than FSU. Who knows?
I just lost my train of thought. Go ahead. Clemson, I think they're going the wrong direction. Florida State's going the right direction. I don't know.
But who's going to beat them on their schedule besides FSU?
That's it.
South Carolina could beat them.
They did last year.
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. Is that South Carolina that early? That's Georgia. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong one. No, South Carolina beat them last year. They could possibly do it. Their quarterback's coming back.
Yep.
He's decided to come back, which I think.
But
where was he going to go anyway? I mean, he's not a big-time NFL quarterback. I mean,
no, he's already transferred out from Oklahoma. And
that's like me. My last year, Southern Mississippi, I said, yeah, I'm coming back. Well, I mean, why would they now? Where's he going to go? I mean, when that one, I kind of started like, what were you going to do anyway?
Yeah,
he's not. You going the first, second round? Were you going to get drafted at all?
He may not even get drafted.
Yeah. But hey, seriously, they had an article about that too, and I got to go over it one day. They were talking about Clemson and Florida State, and I want to say it was on CBS website, and they were talking about how one of them is going the right direction and the other one's going the wrong direction, and I kind of agree with that. It just feels like they're slipping. They weren't but they still won 10 games, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's as much they're slipping as Florida State is gotten to that same level and maybe beyond, where they were down the last however many years when Clemson was having all that success. Florida State really wasn't in the way of Clemson, and I think that's certainly changed now.
Yeah.
You look at the ACC historically, the teams that have been really good haven't been good. Virginia Tech was good forever. Yeah. Florida State was good forever. And now, Florida State's come back. Virginia Tech not so much. So, the new competition was Wake Forest and North Carolina State. I mean,
well, let me ask you this. We're all talking about schedules and conferences. But Miami was the powerhouse.
And
Miami was the powerhouse. They were in the Big East, guy, which was called the Big Easy. Yeah. I mean, they didn't play anybody.
That's true.
I mean, let's be honest. They didn't.
That's true.
Then they get in the ACC. Competition is a lot tougher. And really, what have they done since they've been in the ACC?
Not much.
What? I don't. When have they won a championship? What have they done? They haven't won an ACC championship, much less a national championship since they come to the league, I think. All right, some of our great sponsorships. Appreciate all these wonderful people. You want that vehicle to look brand new? Get down there to Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Back Beach Road. I tell you what, go down and get that car wash. Head out to Ruby's, have a great lunch. Come on back, play golf at Bay Point, have a wonderful time. Newbies, appreciate John Sharp for the FSU update. Get out to one of the newbies, have a great time. Dr. Ward does a great job. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, make sure you don't put it off. 5 minutes could save your life. Go make an appointment. If you're listening right now in Northwest Florida, there's an office near you. Go see Dr. Ward. He'll take care of you. The guy's incredible. He is number one, no doubt about that. We get back. Let's talk about a little bit about the Crimson Tide of Alabama. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida, Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
The reason I like Stetson Bennett is because you're not trying to sell me. You're not trying to tell me he's the next Dan Marino. You're not doing that.
But
you're just allowing me to like his play and embrace the moment in which the young man is doing, opposed to trying to tell me he's the top quarterback in the draft, and you're not doing that.
Weekday mornings 5 to 7 on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good Friday morning. That weather front heading out to the east of us now. Looks like a nice day today and a nice weekend. It'll be breezy to windy at times today in the mid-50s, mostly sunny, mostly clear, windy overnight about 35. 50s close to 60, mostly sunny skies planned for the upcoming weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Mid-South Lumber has new owners. Stop in and visit Ann and Dave. They're on site every day to make you a priority. They're not the typical big box store, and customer service is their #1 priority. Locally owned and operated for over 40 years. Transform your home with James Hardy Siding. Durability, fire resistant, sustainability. James Hardy Color Plus is virtually maintenance free and comes with a 30-year warranty. Mid-South Lumber, the biggest little lumber yard in Panama City.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WTOT, W271DM Mariana, WVLQ Port St. Joe, powered by Pepsi, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Hi, it's Coach James Hale. Keeping your car looking great is easy as 1, 2, 3 at Blue Sky Express Car Wash. By joining their monthly wash club, you'll get the best bang for your buck. And just 2 car washes, your monthly membership pays for itself. Don't miss the summer deal where all your monthly memberships are 50% off on your first month, starting at $9.99 a month. Become a member today at Blue Sky Express Car Wash on Bat Beach Road, right next to Home Depot. Tell them Coach Hale sent you.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show in 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide. Alabama Update brought to you by Steverson Air Conditioning. Hey, it's going to be cold. As a matter of fact, I think the high is right now.
Yeah.
It'll start getting colder, get cold. What's the low in the morning? About 30, 38 here?
Tonight, I think the low is the upper 30s, but then tomorrow night is when it's going to get, tonight's low is 36, and then, both about the same. Today and tomorrow are about the same.
And when it gets like that, that's when I'm glad I got Steverson Air Conditioning. I tell you what, if you have any kind of problem, it's just running to keep it warm. It's running to keep it cool. They're going to come out, look at everything, tell you exactly what you need to do. They're going to save you money. They do an incredible job. One of the honest guys I know is Jason. He owns it, family owned. They are great people, man, really and truly. I had everything done, new wires, new everything, and they did a great job. Stevenson Air Conditioning, #1, not even close. I'm going to get to Alabama to talk a little bit about everything that's going on over there. The Ole Miss people think they're getting Pete Golding, the defensive coordinator. I know Lane likes him. I know he's reached out. We'll see how that plays out. If he leaves to go to Ole Miss, we all know that the reason why is not because he really wants. You mean to tell me, Jim, you're going to leave Alabama making 1.6, whatever you're making, to be the defense coordinator at the University of Alabama, to go be the defensive coordinator at Ole Miss, even if the money's a little bit more or the same or whatever. I'm not sure Ole Miss is going to pay as much or whatever. But career-wise, why would you do that?
Excuse me, you wouldn't?
It seems like you're stepping down stepping back to go.
Right.
That's lateral at best.
Right. So my question to you guys is, and I'll never question Nick Saban. He is the greatest coach of all time. Kirby Smart's the best coach in college football right now, in my opinion. That's just being honest. But if you know you're going to make a change, when is the next signing period?
February, right?
February what?
I don't know the date.
Second, third?
Early.
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks from now.
So I think maybe that's what they're – because a lot of guys don't want to get rid of anybody until the recruiting is done.
Right.
And then what's so crazy about Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, college football? You think you got your coaches, you think you got your staff, you think you got your players, and then come May 1st to May 15th, you might lose players again. Now, the rule they put in, I think, is going to curve that back quite a bit. They're not going to let you transfer 2 times anymore unless there's some kind of medical reason for it, which I think is great for college football. But getting back to Coach Saban, I guess we'll know then after the second recruiting signing period in February, like the next day he goes to Ole Miss, we all know what the deal is.
All right.
Now, the offensive coordinator, Bill O'Brien, to me, the issue is not the defense. And you and I both know who runs Alabama's defense is Nick Saban.
Nick Saban does.
Yeah. So I'm not sure I'm sold on him leaving Alabama. I don't think he does. I don't think he's done a bad job. I don't think he should leave. I know who runs the show. I know what they do in meetings. I know how they run practice. I know who listens to every call being called on the sideline.
All you got to do is watch any game. He's got the headset on. He knows what's going on.
And if he doesn't like it, guess what he's going to do?
Exactly.
Jim, don't do that. What are you doing? Don't do that. So
I agree.
I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem's on the offense side of the ball. We're not physical up front on the offensive line like we've been in the past. We don't knock people back off the ball. We're not aggressive. We're not as physical as Georgia on that side of the ball, at least. And I think that's the issue. And I go back to the Texas A&M game, and I say it all the time. I know you get sick of me hearing it, but I go back over last year when we lost our first game. We got first and goal from the 2-yard line. We throw an interception on the first play. In the old days, they'd put the jumbo package in where they bring another defensive player in and play fullback, 2 tights, all the big boys, and go off tackle. We don't even try that anymore.
You did the pass a couple years ago in the Iron Bowl too that backfired. So that was
Yeah.
like the 2 or 3. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
You know, we're both old timers, and we both. I just don't get the whole goal line offense in NFL or
You
college.
see it in both. Yeah.
I mean, I go back to you complain about. I complain about Ohio State playing Alabama in 2014. Ohio State had Cardell Jones as their quarterback, 6'5", 250 pounds.
Just push him in.
They run the ball down. They get to the 2-yard line. They're still in shotgun. They snap it back to the 8-yard line. He drops the ball, and they don't score. I think they got a field goal. It's like, come on now. Woody Hayes is turning over in his grave.
Yeah.
That's why I was so excited when I saw Penn State in the Rose Bowl run a straight T on the goal line.
Yeah.
I said, as a player, we ran that on offense. When I
You
was a
can't
player,
stop that
you
from the
can't
2.
stop
No.
that. You can't. Double down, kick out, and you fall in the end zone.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
How can you not figure that out?
I'm with you.
It's like, who cares? Who cares if it's not politically correct or pretty or whatever?
It's like at times I thought they were more concerned to getting Bryce Young another touchdown pass into another receiver's hands than they were a running back scoring a touchdown.
I think that's Ohio State's issues too.
Yeah, I think they want their players now to get that Heisman Trophy, the quarterbacks. I really do. I think Ohio State wanted they wanted Stroud to get it, and they did get it for Alabama.
Sad because you're putting individual players over the team for wins and losses.
Well, it cost us a couple of ball games. Play calling, the Tennessee ball game, I thought the offensive play calling was terrible. We're down there, 3 plays. We don't get any closer to the dang field goal. I mean, I don't get it. I just don't get it. But anyway, if he does make a change at defense, I do think it's going to be Jeremy Pruitt. I think he's going to say, I don't care what he thinks. I'm bringing him back. Hugh Freeze is coaching at Auburn. He did some shady things. He's back coaching. And I'm with Saban. I hope he does bring Jeremy Pruitt back.
You think back about who Nick Saban has rehabilitated. I mean, he's brought back some people who had issues other places, and it's turned out really well for him. So Pruitt going there would not surprise me.
I hope Jeremy Pruitt is back coaching at Alabama. All right, Rob, how you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm tired today. I don't feel too good, but I'm here.
I tried calling in during the FSU update, but I think y'all must have my number blocked or something. But
no, John was on. John was back in another room. Every once in a while, he goes in another room, takes a
nap.
Takes a nap. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's a good thing you're not a recruiting coordinator for Alabama, because I don't know why anybody would want to go play there as bad as they are.
They're terrible. They can't win. You can't win there.
Time to make a change.
Yeah.
Well, and you're right about the rehab, the coach's rehab center there. So maybe Jeremy needs to come back and get another stint come to. And I think that's probably what Jimbo's trying this time around. He said, maybe that works. Maybe I'll just be a rehab center here and just get all these people to come in.
I tell you what, Jeremy Pruitt, that you'll see a difference in that defense, though. The kids respond to him.
doubt.
Players like him.
And because when he left Alabama the first time and went to Florida State, it was, their defense was excellent. And then I don't know what happened. Then he went to Georgia, and him and Mike. I guess him and Rick couldn't get along. Let's put it that
Jeremy
way.
will say what he thinks. He's going to tell you what he thinks. He's not going to be politically correct. He's going to tell you what the problem is and what we need to do to correct it.
Correct. And exactly. But, and I think you're probably right. I don't know. Where is he even coaching at now?
He was with the Giants doing something. I don't even know. Is he coaching this year?
I don't know.
I haven't talked to him in so long. I have no idea.
Right. So he's just wandering the road somewhere. So
I think he's still with the Giants. I think.
Is he with the Giants? Yeah.
I'll find out.
Well,
we'll try to find out.
Try and find out, because he needs to get back in the SEC.
And I'm not saying Peter. I'm not saying Golding's a problem. I think he's a good coach. The kids love him too. That's not. But if he does leave, I think we need to bring back Jeremy Pruitt. And we miss. I tell you right now, I think we miss Scott Cochran. We don't have anybody. We don't have a car,
I still
Cadillac.
think that's one of the biggest differences.
Yeah, Cadillac on the sidelines getting everybody pumped up. We don't have a rah-rah guy. We don't have. To me, I mean, I'll watch him, and I just don't see it.
Well,
I think I'd like to have him back.
There's probably very few people that can get into the mindset of these young kids now. The coaches, the old style coaches are walking around on pins and needles, or eggshells, not wanting to upset nobody because they go, I'm going to leave. I'm going to pack my, take my ball and go somewhere else. And, and I think what you said a while ago about Clemson and stuff, when they got rid of their offensive coordinator, I think that was probably to either save his job, make somebody happy, or maybe they got in an argument that, and why did we not make the change sooner? To quarterback, because that's what everybody was thinking after the playoff game.
Yeah. Don't you get a feel though like Clemson's going down and Florida State's coming back?
Well, when you lose your two offensive, or not just your two coordinators, your defensive guy and your offensive guy all in 1 year, and you not, there again, does he think that, that he could, replace them without any problem? It's, I think with what Nick Saban has done over the years, he's got a list of people. If he loses one, he's got a list of who he wants to replace.
Yeah.
He gets whoever he wants. He doesn't, he doesn't have to shop.
And the great thing about that, he knows he can get them. If you go coach for him, you're going to be a head coach. You go coach at Ohio State, you're going to be a head coach. If you go coach at Georgia now, you're going to be a head coach. So that, there's a couple jobs you definitely want on your resume.
Correct. And that's it. And that's the thing is that now when you go to Alabama, you're on a lot of athletic directors' lists.
Yeah.
Of the first ones you're going to call.
Hey, now is there any truth that you've been talking to the Big Ten? You might be the new commissioner of the Big Ten. Is that just rumors?
I doubt that. You know what? I love living in the southeast. I've never been any further than Nashville, Tennessee, and no further west than I have been to Brownsville, Texas, but that was just to pick up fish and turn around and come straight back. But no higher up that way than I-10.
Well, I get it. I get it. I would say something, but I got a buddy sitting beside me.
Have you ever been across the Ohio River, James?
Yes.
Crossed into God's country?
Good. Well, we're going to take a break, then caller 2. Okay. Hey, Rob, I got to take a break.
All right, guys.
Thanks for calling, buddy. You have a good weekend, okay?
Have a good weekend.
Bye, buddy. Thanks, Rob. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. Stevenson, you know what? Getting back to Bama, I don't care what they do. Nick Saban, I trust him. He's going to make the correct call, keeping them, bringing in new people. The guy is incredible. And, I seem like I get down on it. It's like you and Ohio State. We see things that I think we're more harder than anybody else.
You're right.
But that's just it. But Nick Saban, heck, whatever he says is going to work. The guy knows what he's doing. I got all the faith in the world in him. He's the greatest coach.
You know what's good about him? Because, it's his persona. When you watch him on the sidelines in a game, he seems like an old curmudgeon, an old grump. But actually, he's got a lot of personality. He's got a good sense of humor. He's way more aware of things socially than he lets on.
Yeah.
I think that old grump is just part of
Tell you what, he's got a great family, too. They're good people. He is a good man. He helps a lot of people out that people don't even know about. He is a good man. And a lot of people hate him. He's a good man. He truly is a good man. All right, we're talking about Stevenson Air Conditioning Alabama update. Appreciate Jason. We got a guy that's waiting to talk to us. When we get back, we'll talk to him. Let me talk about a few more of our wonderful, wonderful people. Cajun Place, you're talking about the playoff games. You want to get 75-cent wings, drink specials, have great food, great atmosphere.
Guess what's back tonight? Crawfish.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep,
is it really?
Boils start back tonight.
Get down there. You better get there early. That Cajun Place, everybody loves that. That's some good stuff right there. All right, we'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in Northwest Florida can change on a dime.
Gale force winds bombarded with heavy rain.
That's why 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida has the most up-to-date forecast on the Gulf Coast. Hi, this is staff meteorologist Tim Root with over 40 years of experience. I know just how fast we can go from sun and fun to a serious situation. For the most accurate and detailed weather when it matters, rely on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Good Friday morning. That weather front heading out to the east of us now. Looks like a nice day today and a nice weekend. It'll be breezy to windy at times today in the mid-50s, mostly sunny, mostly clear, windy overnight about 35. 50s close to 60, mostly sunny skies planned for the upcoming weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by KHS and Associates, your source for affordable health insurance. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
Take your next adventure in an award-winning Kia from Bill Bird Kia. The SUV family has movement that inspires, and we invite you to test drive the new 2023 Kia Soul, Seltos, Sportage, Sorento, or Telluride. You can command the road in a sedan from Bill Bird Kia. Drive away today in a new 2023 Rio, Forte, K5, or Stinger, and discover the all-new Kia at Bill Bird Kia. 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or anytime at BillBirdKia.com. Peace of mind you can trust at your local community dealer, Bill Bird Kia.
Hi folks, it's Tracy with Tracy's Fine Jewelry. Did you know that we have a master jeweler right here in the store? That's right, he has over 30 years experience in the art of repairing jewelry. Most repairs are done within 2 business days, so don't send your jewelry off for 6 weeks. Bring it to us at Tracy's Fine Jewelry. We size rings and solder chains. We can reset your diamond into new settings and even custom design. You'll get your jewelry back quickly and looking as good as new. Tracy's Fine Jewelry, Bay County's trusted jeweler for over 45 years.
Tiger fans, join us weekday mornings at 8:15. It's the Bay Point Golf Auburn Update on the Coach James Hale Show in 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Eagle, hey, Martha, Kenny, Bay Point Golf, you love it, get out there.
Glenn Manley.
Glenn Manley's your best representative. He does an incredible job. He loves Bay Point Golf.
He plays out there quite often, him and Coach
He's pretty good, too, isn't he?
That's what I've heard.
If you haven't played with him?
I've never played with him.
Yeah,
I've seen him swing.
I heard he's
So
really
the
good.
rumors of him shooting his age are just rumors, or has that been verified by an outside source?
I don't think it's been verified by an outside source. It depends on what you consider Coach Moon.
I'll tell you now. No, seriously, he is pretty good. Good way. We got a caller? Let's take this call. We've been making him wait for a long time. Good morning.
Yeah, not only did you make me wait, but now you've made me mad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, you know when you talk bad about Clemson, it's like sending a bat signal up in the sky for me to call. I mean, are you kidding me?
Go ahead.
Are you
Okay, it's
kidding
your
me?
turn. Go ahead.
Clemson's down because of Florida State? Come on, man. Really?
No, they're not down because of
No,
Florida
no,
State.
no.
They're down by their own device.
Yeah.
They don't
We're
even have
just saying Florida State's heading up, and it seems like Clemson's heading down. This seems that way.
Clemson is like static, maybe. They're just kind of treading water.
Yeah. They can't keep good coaches. I mean, they don't pay them anything. They don't have any facilities. Nobody goes to their games.
We're working on it. We hired the guy at TCU last night, so we're working on it.
Yeah, what was that about? Tell us the story behind that.
The firing or the hiring?
Either.
Both.
Well, I mean, Brandon Streeter's one of the nicest guys. He got more integrity in his pinky than most people have in their whole body, but he'd just been there too long. You guys have seen that. He was a player, a graduate assistant, a coordinator. Just been there too long. It's just time. You know, last year was Coach Sweeney's fault. He won't admit it, but too much loyalty to DJ. Should have dumped DJ halfway through.
Wow.
But that's just him, and that's okay. It's not a bad trait. It's just him.
All right.
So somebody's got to get blamed, right? So the offensive coordinator's got to get blamed.
You guys need to go to North Georgia and recruit your quarterback like Watson or Trevor Lawrence, man. Get yourself a Georgia quarterback.
Got to do something.
I'm not sure the Klubnik's the answer either, but that's
So you're not worried about FSU. You're just like, hey, it's same old. Clemson's going to dominate the ACC.
That guy's a heck of a football coach.
Yeah, he really is. He's a great job at Memphis. If you can win at Memphis, you can win.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know about worried, but yeah, they're going to be good, and that's good. We need them to be good. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's better for
We're
y'all
tired
in
of
the
hearing we don't
conference
play
with Florida
anybody.
State being good.
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, we don't play anybody. We need them to be good. Not good enough to beat us, but we need them to be good.
Yeah. We were talking about scheduling. Usually we talk about, like, Clemson's got the easiest pass because they don't play anybody ever.
Right.
But now I'm looking at Georgia. I'm about to say that about Georgia. We're looking at Georgia. You hear about Georgia? UT Martin, Ball State, South Carolina. South Carolina's getting better. UAB, Auburn. I tell you what, watch out for Auburn. Y'all are going to be surprised about
Didn't
Auburn.
Jordan Error, too?
Yeah, on the road. Got Kentucky, Vandy, Florida. I'm not sure what to think about Florida right now. Missouri, Ole Miss. They got Ole Miss at home. And then the big one. They get by Tennessee, they're going to go undefeated, I think.
But there's only one more game after that. It's Georgia
Yeah,
Tech.
I mean, they should.
Yeah.
I mean, they should.
Yeah,
and
I'm
you
with
know,
you.
he's too good of a football coach to lose one of those. He's Nick Saban with more energy.
Yeah. All right, let's look at Clemson. What's going to happen next year? Notre Dame, that's what, third game, Jim?
Yeah.
Then FSU week 5. Who else? Wake Forest is going to be down. Who else?
Duke. Duke's pretty good. Duke's a lot better.
Better than people think.
Don't laugh about Duke now.
North Carolina. What do you hear about North Carolina? With Matt Brown there, they should be competitive.
They're always going to be competitive.
What's their quarterback situation? Because didn't they just lose? They lost their guy to the
Clemson
draft.
Got Miami? I don't see Miami on there.
Miami's the last game.
Last game. Okay, last game.
That should be South Carolina, though, shouldn't it? Because they always play South Carolina
right.
last game of the year.
Yeah. Whoever did this wrong.
And again, we need Miami to be good as
Yeah.
well. We need Miami to be good, and we need Florida State to be good. Yeah. And then we get some credibility for winning.
Wait a minute now. You got Notre Dame. Did I say that earlier? Notre Dame.
You did.
You did.
Okay. I'm looking at it. I got confused. So what do you think next year? What do you think? Way too early. What do you think is going to happen next year at Clemson?
I think Clemson's going to lose one.
To FSU.
I'm borderlining on 2.
Yeah, only
it
2
depends
teams.
on Cade.
Notre Dame
on Cade
might have
and
a
the new
shot.
guy.
Notre Dame may have a shot to beat, but that's at Clemson. I don't think they'll beat them at Clemson. FSU's on
Notre Dame's problem is up front. Notre Dame can't recruit linemen up front. That's their problem.
Yeah.
But it all depends on how Cade and the new offensive coordinator from TCU mesh. That's what it depends on.
I got to ask you a question. Do you not feel guilty? And just be honest now. I know you do. Do you not feel guilty that year y'all beat Bama and Tampa? You chop blocked our corner. We're man coverage. You chop blocked him. Illegal play, pick play, and it wasn't called. Was not called.
We're not playing basketball. I don't feel guilty at all. No, not a bit.
Hello?
I don't feel guilty one bit.
You should.
Not in the least.
He's been singing this song for years now. Please don't give him any traction at all. None.
We scored too quick. Jalen took off and ran, scored too quick. Anyway.
Yeah, you gave Deshaun too much time.
Yeah. But anyway, I tell you what, though, you got us out in California. You'd be just like a drum. What was it, like 44-14 or something like that?
It was bad.
Yeah, we were ranked number 1, I think, the entire year. Unbelievable. All right, buddy. You got anything else for us?
No, not that I can tell you.
Not that's legal for the air.
Who is, I didn't even ask you, who is this?
It's Paul.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
All right, Paul. Hey, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you calling. You have a good weekend, okay?
Y'all do the same.
All right, man. I tell you what. We got a lot of Clemson fans around here. Linda, you know what's so great about Clemson is their track program. Their female track program is the best in the country. If you had a scholarship there, you're an elite athlete. And she was an elite athlete. I got to say that. Look at her kids. Her kids set all kind of records in soccer at Arnold. Papos was our kicker. Her son was our kicker there. Field goal, extra point was incredible. Her husband was a stud football player. What, Mariana? I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think it was Mariana.
Up there somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, he went to Clemson too.
Yep.
How did he go to Clemson from Mariana? I think he saw Linda.
Yep,
probably. That's probably the reason he went up there.
Linda's from Ohio.
No wonder.
There you go.
There
That
you
answers your question right there.
No wonder. All right, Auburn Tigers. I got a bunch on the Auburn Tigers. I'll tell you what, we don't have much time. We got another caller. We got a lot of calls today. Hugh Freeze, that guy can coach football. No doubt about that. We're talking about Jeremy Pruitt, Jim. You're going to have people go, why are you going to let him come back? He did this. He did that. Did they not let Hugh Freeze come back?
Yep.
Is Hugh Freeze not back in the SEC? Bring Jeremy Pruitt back.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. All right, let's take this phone call. Good morning.
Good morning. I heard you guys talking about Clemson's schedule. If they play UNC, UNC may not have everything, but they've got the best quarterback in the ACC. He was a true freshman last year. Drake Mays had 4,000 yards.
Woo!
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I mean, he
got a good coach too.
Well, he's the Drake Mays had the numbers, should have been in the Heisman Trophy conversation, but he was a true freshman.
Okay, I couldn't hear you. What school's he at?
UNC.
North Carolina.
No, yeah. Something's wrong with me.
So anyway, that was my only comment. So.
Well, wait a minute. I'm going to ask you about North Carolina. What about their defense, though? Their offense hadn't been the problem. There's their defense.
No, they're terrible. I mean, but they do have the quarterback, and their offense was totally elite last year. They had to try to outscore everybody with, 63 to whatever. I mean, the games they lost were, their defense was terrible, and they probably will be terrible. But and they're probably the third best team, maybe fourth best team in the ACC. I think Clemson, FSU, and maybe NC State. They picked up that quarterback from Virginia who is good, and he's going to be back with his previous offensive coordinator. So I think and Pitt's not going to be terrible either. So there's going to be some decent teams, some depth in the ACC.
All right. Hey, I appreciate your call, buddy. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good call.
Yeah, UNC, they played in the ACC championship. They won their side of the division 9-4. Now they only scored 10 points against Clemson, but they were there.
Yeah. And Mac does a great job in recruiting. They'll get some good players in there. They'll probably get some guys transfer in there too. They might be a dark horse.
They got a good coordinator too. Gene Chizik knows defense. They just didn't have any players. None. They were awful.
Gene's wherever he's been as the defensive coordinator, he's always done a great job. I thought he did a good job at Auburn and won that national championship, and it kind of fell apart. Me personally, I thought they pulled the trigger too quick on him. I've always liked him. I thought he could recruit well.
Yeah.
But anyway, the ACC is going to be good. They'll be pretty good. I still think I'm going to pick Florida State. I think I'm like you. I think Florida State's going to make the playoffs this year. But you know what? Tommy said something. He says every time we start to think something great's going to happen, it seems that something happens. But maybe not this year.
Yeah,
maybe
hopefully Norvell, they've had a history of losing games that they shouldn't at the wrong time. But hopefully Norvell's got that moving in the right direction.
You're a big Auburn guy. I think Hugh Freeze is going to do an incredible job. The offensive line, they got these star players from every university, Tulsa, East Carolina, and they were some of their best players. I mean, the big Illinois is one of the guys. They got some players. They got guys coming in. They have a totally brand new offensive line that's going to be better than what they had last year, in my opinion. To me, for him, they got a quarterback. Can Bobby get it done? Are they going to get somebody else to come in there? T.J. Finley's coming back. I still don't believe in him.
I think based on not pulling a quarterback in the transfer portal, I think Robbie Ashford's their guy, and Hugh Freeze is known to develop some quarterbacks.
Yes, he is.
So
yes,
it could be a good. And Auburn's always been successful when they have a running and throwing quarterback.
Yeah. And I've always never really worried much about their defense. They've always been physical.
They just got to find a way to score points. They just haven't been able to score points the last several years.
Now, Tank is gone, but Hunter's good, and they got that kid from South Florida that can fly. He's not that big, but he can fly, return kicks, and things like that. I think Auburn's going to be better, a lot better than what people think in year one. And that's what's so crazy, Jim, now in year one. You go out and you get a lot of guys coming in, you can build back a program so quick it's crazy.
Look at TCU and USC.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
TCU was 5-7 last year.
Yep. Or you can be like Texas A&M and bring all these people in and go the opposite way.
But that was Jimbo Fisher.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, so about Bay Point Golf. Give us a little rundown on what's going on at Bay Point.
Absolutely. It's, weather's up and down this kind of time of year, but the golf course is in fantastic shape. We've got our Thursday night dinners. We had Caribbean night last night, had a great crowd. Next week, we're going to be doing something a little different with Italian night. We're going to have kind of a live action station set up where you can kind of pick what you want to go in your pasta, what sauce you want. It's going to be really good. It's going to be next Thursday. So a lot of good stuff going on.
Where's fried chicken again?
Fried chicken will be next month because it was last Thursday.
Okay.
Yep. But fried chicken.
What all did you have last night?
Last night was the Caribbean night, so we had like jerk chicken, oxtail, all those kind of typical.
Pretty good crowd.
Oh yeah. We had about 40, 50 people come out, so it's good. I mean, we have breakfast every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Breakfast
and
best deal around.
We get big crowds, especially on Saturday and Sunday. So come out and eat breakfast, even if you don't live in Bay Point. We get questions all the time. Can I come out to Bay Point if I don't live there, if I'm not a member there? I said we are open to the public, both golf and for food and beverage. And don't forget Tea Time Car Wash.
Don't forget that. They do a great job. All right, also, don't forget about Buffalo Rock. You have a big get-together for the NFL playoffs this weekend, having people over. Make sure you purchase Buffalo Rock products. They've done so many great things for Bay County. Let's support them. They are a great company, great people. Also, don't forget about Stevenson Air Conditioning. It's going to be cold this weekend. If it breaks down during the night, call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll be out there quickly and take care of all your problems. They are number one, not even close. J. Michael's, talking about food, J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive, the legendary place, the legendary man, the man in black. He'll have those black shorts on. I don't care how, 18 degrees, he's going to have his black shorts on there and black top. Get out there, J. Michael's, have a wonderful time. Today's special is crisp fish. You'll love it. Go try it. I think we're going to get I want some shrimp. I want that fried shrimp. J. Michael's Restaurant on Thomas Drive. If you get injured in any way, the legendary doctor here in Bay County, 23 years on Bay County sidelines, that's Dr. Chad Mitchell. Make sure if you get hurt, call Chad, make an appointment. He'll take care of you like he's taking care of all these athletes around here. We'll be right back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
For the NFL, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Absolutely the most touchdowns on the Gulf Coast. We're taking you from the playoffs all the way to Super Bowl 57. This Saturday, it's an NFL playoff doubleheader. First, Seahawks at 49ers. Coverage starts at 3, then Chargers at the Jaguars. Kickoff at 7:15. The NFL on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored by Dave & Buster's and Instant Replay Sports Cards.
What's that grin about?
I just took a load off my staff by hiring Fresh Start Cleaning Services.
How'd you manage that?
Fresh Start Cleaning Services allows our team to leave at the end of their shift and not have to stay and clean after a double. They're happy, and you should see the difference having a professional cleaner makes. Plus, now I know exactly how much the cleaning cost will be for the year.
Wow, that would make anyone smile.
You can call Fresh Start Cleaning Services at 850-771-6057.
Golf Plus is your premier golf shop on the Gulf Coast. Not a big box or a chain store, but a local store with golf experts to serve you. An amazing array of demo and fitting products, plus a professional repair shop that can handle anything from a basic re-grip to a full set of re-shafts and everything in between. Golf Plus has locations in Dothan and Panama City Beach to serve you. Come see them today for all your golf needs. Located next to Firefly at the shops at Edgewater. Call 850-249-2726.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Welcome to It's the Coach James Hale Show.
But I believe diversity is an old wooden ship that was used during the Civil War era.
Live from the J. Michael Studio, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We just got to talking about TCU, losing teams, turnaround programs quickly. Well, let's look at this. Who are the 5 teams that could be the new TCU? 5 teams that have losing records. Can they turn it around? I'm going to tell you my number 1 team, and we'll go about 5 of them, but I'm going to tell you who I think it's going to be. Auburn Tigers. Now, I'm not saying they're going to make it to the national championship. I'm not saying that, but I think they're going to have an outstanding year next year. I think they're going to surprise a lot of people. Auburn, 5-7 in 2022. Auburn's won a national championship. They got a stadium that's incredible. The atmosphere is second to none. They got like a $92 million standalone football facility that's brand new. And but the great thing about Auburn right now, it seems like the good old boys are on the same page.
They haven't been on the same page in a
long time. And it proves it right here. Hugh Freeze, you can't tell me he didn't go and say, look, we got a kid at East Carolina, this Jones kid. We got this center. We got to have a center, 6'4", 290. He's getting ready to go to the Big Ten. This is what the NIL deal. We got to have him. We got to have him. And you don't think that kid got a better NIL deal to go to Auburn?
Of course he did.
Yeah. I mean, it's happening everywhere. It's not illegal. It's fine. You can do that. And Auburn's getting ready to do that. Auburn's getting on the same page, and when they're on the same page, you better watch out. When everybody pulls in the same direction, they can do anything.
Got to row the boat, baby.
They can row that boat, baby.
Their schedule next year sets up pretty well, too. I mean, they've got Texas A&M, Georgia, LSU 3 weeks in a row, but then Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Vandy, Arkansas, and then New Mexico State finishing with Alabama. So they've got a chance. I think they could legitimately go, 9-3 or 10-2.
And win a bowl game. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. But the thing about it, though, Ryan, what I don't like about it, but everybody in the SEC has that. When you got them back to back to back with physical football teams, you play, and people don't realize Mississippi State defensively is a very physical football team. LSU's usually really physical. LSU's always good. A&M, you would think they'll be a lot better what they get with the new coaching staff there. You would think they would be better. Who knows? The jury's still out on that. But it's just hard back in, back out. And I will say this about the Big Ten. I think the Big Ten's the same thing compared to other conferences. That's the reason I keep going on about conferences. It matters. It does count.
It does matter.
When you got to play Penn State, Michigan, and I will say Michigan State too. Mel Tucker defense usually Minnesota. I mean, they're good teams.
Iowa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In other leagues, it's not that way. They don't get beat up like that.
Yep. You're preaching to the choir. I understand completely.
This is the year, though, that they've got every other year they got the tough aways, and then they got the homes that you want. And this year, they've got Georgia at home, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, and Alabama all at home.
Yeah, and we know in the Iron Bowl what usually happens in Auburn if they got a good football team. But Hugh Freeze can get it done. He can coach. He can find talent. He can bring the talent in if they're all on the same page. He can develop quarterbacks. I think they're going to be pretty good. If you don't believe me, he can get players in here. Call the head football coach of Illinois and ask him what he thinks.
Right.
Auburn can't get good players to come to their school. Watch out for the Auburn Tigers. I think it's one team you got to keep an eye on. The other one, am I crazy or not? Miami Hurricanes, 5-7. They lost to Middle Tennessee. They lost to Duke. They lost to Pitt. But this is year 2 with Cristobal. I know he can coach. He did it. He proved it at Oregon. He coached at Alabama with Saban. He knows what he's doing. They're recruiting really well right now. It's not like they don't have players, but I think you got to kind of watch out for them. And nobody's talking about him. And they're in the ACC. I mean, you got Clemson, you got Florida State, maybe North Carolina. We've been talking about that all morning. What am I crazy to think they could do it?
Maybe. But, the thing that, to me, is screaming after these last couple weeks with college football, culture matters, okay? What your players think about their coaches and just being there matters. And I don't think Miami's players give a rip about playing it. They like the idea of playing for Miami and getting the NIL and being on South Beach and being a gangsta and all that other kind of crap. But I don't know that they really care about that's just me. I don't know.
So you say no, they're not going to do it?
No. I mean, can they? Of course. I mean, they got a lot of talent, but
I think it's a critical year for him.
Culture.
I don't think he can have another year like he did last year.
Is this year 2 or 3?
This is year 2.
Gotcha.
It
doesn't matter anymore.
In the old days, they'd give you 4 or 5 years. Now you got 1 or 2, maybe 3. You're lucky to get 3.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Until they show me something different, I just don't see how they're going to do it. Like Jim was saying, culture is even more important in this world's college football because of the NIL and the money they're making and all that stuff. You have to be the leader of the team as the coaching staff, and you just don't see it at Miami.
Let's just talk about Miami again. So you mean to tell me that Mark Richt couldn't coach? That he wasn't a good head coach? You know, he was at Miami. He couldn't do it. Cristobal has been successful all the places. So it's the head coach is important, obviously, but you got to get the right players. And I don't know if they've got the right players.
All right, let's take a phone
We'll
call
see.
real quick. I got one other team I want you to hear about. You probably say there's no way. Good morning.
What, Penn State?
No.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning.
Who
wanted
is
to talk
this?
about the soft schedule for Georgia. I'm going to name one of the teams that's going to turn it around this year who's supposed to be on our schedule now is the Oklahoma Sooners.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I'm so used to them winning.
We were supposed to play them this year, week 2, but SEC Sankey said do not schedule them, so that's why we have Ball State on
Okay,
our
let me
schedule
ask you
this year.
something. Why is Bama playing Texas week 2?
I have no idea. Y'all must have some money stuff going on there that I don't know about.
Because you're right. I mean,
Y'all did write a big fat check this year. That's the fattest check I've seen Alabama write in a couple of years for all the players.
Yeah. But really, you make a good point there because they were told not to, and they didn't play. They were scheduled. They're not going to play because in 2024 they're going to be playing in a conference.
I have a feeling that was going to be ours. I would think we were supposed to play them first year they come in, so that's why I think they did that. I don't think y'all play Texas again until y'all do your full wrap around in the West after y'all.
Yeah. I hope we do keep the East and West. I hope we don't go to pods because we're not going to have anybody
Same
going
with
to
Georgia being at home with Auburn-Georgia rivalry. All like this. When Auburn's good and Georgia's good, the home team always loses. That's the way it works out in the Auburn-Georgia game.
That's true.
So.
And I still hate that they moved the game early in the year.
Yeah, that's Tennessee bull crap too. Because we always play Tennessee that week, and then we always caught them early instead of late. Now we got Tennessee last game of the season every year. Yeah. That just builds up more hate.
I don't get that was on Auburn. That was Gus push for that. I don't understand that. I like the way it used to be. Hell, when Coach Dye was there, they played Georgia, Alabama, and Auburn. No, Auburn played Georgia, Florida, and Alabama back to back when Coach Dye was there, and won.
That's good though.
Yeah,
that shows you if you win that gauntlet, you're the best team out there.
Right. I'm with you.
But I just want to make sure you weren't going to put Florida on that list because I'd have to hear it from all these doggone Gator fans around here.
All right. Well, I'm just glad you're embarrassed that schedule. I'm really happy that you're
I'm not embarrassed. I'll take it all day long over a 3-peat. What are you talking about?
Hey, you're smart. You guys can get away with it, too. Y'all are good. You're the king. King can do what he wants.
You got to do. FSU's going to be in the playoff next year. I do think that. I do believe they're going to run the table.
Am I crazy thinking Miami might be the surprise team? Is that kind of?
Nah, I don't think Miami's got it. I'm with Jim. I don't think Miami's got it. If Ohio State gets another quarterback, they'll be back. And if Georgia be there, Alabama should be there. I don't know, as long as y'all don't put Milroe at quarterback. And then
I hope we're back. You there?
Doesn't seem like
we
it.
lost him. All right, let's talk about. This is another team I want to talk about. Good call, by the way. Michigan State. Don't laugh. Michigan State. Look what they've recruited the last 2 years. Mel Tucker can recruit. He's a defensive guy. The problem is they were 5-7. The problem is who they play. And you got to remember now, in 2021 they were 11-2. Then they dropped to 5-7. He's got better talent he's had since he's been there. So they're going to be better. Here's the problem. You got to play Michigan. You got to play Michigan. You got to play Ohio State. You got to play Penn State. That's the problem with him. That's 3. If he wins one of those good games, that's a good thing. It's going to be hard to beat those 3 teams right there. So what do you think? Am I crazy? But they've done it before.
But when that 11-2, but Ohio State was ahead of them 49.
And I'm not saying
49-0 at halftime.
But remember, I'm not saying national champion. I'm just saying getting better, maybe a chance to get in the playoffs, maybe a chance.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
They've done it before, like you say. They've done it
This
before.
one I didn't put in there. Somebody else did. The article I was reading. Nebraska. They got the new coach. They were 4-8. He's doing a pretty good job bringing players in. He's got to put together a good coaching staff. I don't think it's going to happen. He's back in the Big 12. I'd go, yeah. But he's got the same problem. You're in the Big 10. I'm not sure. Wisconsin, Purdue. What do you think? No way?
I think eventually, yes, but next year I think that's a little
can't get that many players
ambitious. I don't see it.
Ryan?
Nah, I don't know. I got one team that I think is going to obviously make a vast improvement. I think that's Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what their record was last year,
think
but I
they
know
won 1 or 2.
it wasn't good.
I didn't even think about them.
I mean, if they go 500, that's a huge improvement.
Yeah. Right. We got 28. 20.
He's got the most out of any other. He's got the number one. They call it the number one transfer class or whatever you want to call it. He's got it.
Second,
yeah.
All right, let's take a break here and we'll come back and finish this up. Brian, you want to talk some golf before we get out of here?
Yeah, whatever you want to do. We can if you want. There's not a ton going on. There's the Hawaii tournaments right now.
Speaking of golf and golf courses, you want your place to look like that? Turf Pro. Call Patrick. Turf Pro Pest Control. They'll take care of any problem. And they do an incredible job. Their trucks all throughout Bay Point. Turf Pro. Give Patrick a call. He'll take care of your yard. No doubt about that. All right, we'll be right back. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Your home for the NFL. Listen to the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity. Thursday night football. Double and triple headers on Sundays. And Monday night football. The NFL on ESPN Northwest Florida is sponsored locally by Dave & Buster's and Instant Replay Sports Cards.
Good Friday morning. That weather front heading out to the east of us now. Looks like a nice day today and a nice weekend. It'll be breezy to windy at times today in the mid-50s, mostly sunny, mostly clear, windy overnight about 35. 50s close to 60, mostly sunny skies planned for the upcoming weekend. This weather forecast has been brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. For ESPN Northwest Florida, I'm meteorologist Tim Root.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies, as well as new and vintage cards. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf Cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 633 North Highway 231 and can also be reached at instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Krispy Kreme presents something new. For a limited time, get the Biscoff Lover's Dozen. This includes 3 each of their Biscoff Ice Donut, Biscoff Cookie Butter Cream-Filled Donut, Biscoff Cookie Butter Cheesecake, and the original Glazed Donut. For a limited time at Krispy Kreme Donuts, with 2 locations. Next to Gulf Coast Hospital on 23rd Street in Panama City and the Ross Clark Circle in Dothan.
You don't know what his problem is.
Quit moaning, we're all hurting.
But it's probably hard to pronounce and untreatable.
That don't feel so good.
The Coach James Hale Show is live and local from the J. Michael Studio. ESPN Northwest Florida.
After the show, we're going to get the hot tub, Jimbo.
Yeah. I heard you were going to be on that show, the Celebrity Hot Tub Party.
Yeah, I was scheduled.
You and Manley.
I was scheduled to be in there. We just had some. We can't get the figures correct. We just can't come together.
Negotiations.
Yeah, it's just not working.
Didn't work out.
Glenn, Glenn and I are having problems with him. If we get it corrected and they give us what we want, we'll definitely do it. All right, the last team I haven't thought about, but that was a great one, right? And there's obviously a lot more. But what do you guys think? Am I crazy? And I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'd say a lot of improvement, maybe make the playoffs. But what about Texas A&M? They were 5-7. They got a brand new offensive coordinator. You know they got some talent. The problem with them, they're in the SEC West, Alabama, LSU, Arkansas, Georgia, and I think the crossover this year is Tennessee, Texas A&M.
Look at the big board. Texas A&M. Yep, at Tennessee.
Yeah, at Tennessee. So I probably not. If there's any chance.
I think they have probably one of the teams that has the most opportunity to, but. Is Jimbo and Petrino going to get that done? We'll see.
That's the way I want to watch how that works.
I don't see that ended well. I really. What I think the most logical thing is they'll be better on offense. Petrino will get all the love. Jimbo's going to turn green with envy, and it's going to end after 1 year.
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think one of them two will be gone after next year. I just don't see it. I just don't.
Yeah, I'm with you. On some sad note, another elite athlete. When you play, if you make it to college football in a big-time program, you're a pretty doggone good athlete.
Right.
You're in pretty good shape.
You have to be.
Have to be to survive. And that's in any sport. We've lost another one. Air Force Hunter Brown, offensive lineman, 21 years old. Played in 2 games this past year. I'm not saying he's the greatest player in the world, but has a lot of
Still
potential.
a Division I college athlete.
Yeah, absolutely.
At an elite institution.
At Air Force, academics are unbelievable.
Right.
You have to be highly intelligent to get in. Great future ahead of him. Walking to class, drops dead, gone. Walking to class. I'm sure. I don't think winter workouts have started yet.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. So that you talking about shocking your body and your system when a workout start. That's the hardest part of college football. He was from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Another. It's sad to see all these people dying, heart just dropping out, dead. Where are the questions? Why are we not asking more? Anyway, did you hear about talking about Deion Sanders? Did you see where he had talked to Herbstreit and broke the news? We're going to have a week 0 game. You never, ever break news until it's said, done, and delivered. I think that hurt him. Anyway, it was denied. Week 0 game has been denied. This is not anything new. They talked about this about two or 3 days ago. Coach Prom's moment in the sun will have to wait an extra week. He wanted a game. Now I think he wanted to open up with Arizona State week 0. Not going to happen. 2023 opening game now will be with TCU week 1.
Whew.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough game for them opening up. I don't know where it's played, but he leaked it to Herbstreit on ESPN. Herbstreit talks about it. Next thing you know, everybody's going like, what? And what happens? You give your enemies a time to game plan and make sure they don't want that to happen. The people that don't want that to happen, they know about it. They're going to try everything to do to not let it happen. You keep your mouth shut, you get it done, and then you tell them.
It's Coach Prime, though. That's just what he does.
Yeah.
He's Deion.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree.
He should have waited on that one. So now Colorado, as you mentioned, will be much improved. Now I think the coach has done a great job in recruiting, and he's put together a really good coaching staff. They're going to open with TCU. If he goes in there and beats TCU week 1, that's going to make a lot of noise.
Ooh, it's going to be a big splash.
Yeah.
I mean,
Where's that game being played? Do you know?
I really don't, Jim. I don't know. I didn't write it down. I apologize. I didn't write down. Apologize.
I could see that being a Jerry's World game or something.
Yeah, a neutral site.
Yeah. Who knows? I do have my way too early. I was wrong. I had Ohio State win the national championship. I was wrong. I still think they were the second best team in football. They played Georgia better than anybody. It wasn't because Georgia played bad. It's because you played a team that has as much talent as you had. That's the difference. And it was coached fairly well, not as well as Georgia.
They opened with TCU last year, too. Colorado did.
I got this year winning a national championship way too early. I'm going to pick Georgia. I just look at their schedule. I don't see anybody beating them. They're going to have really – I think they'll have 2 tough games because usually the 4th team in there in the past hadn't been very good. I think the SEC championship game is going to be a tough game for them. I think the national championship game, they'll be playing in it in Houston. They're going to be there. I really, truly believe that. Am I crazy?
History says that it's going to be difficult. I look back to Alabama. Their 3rd year in a row would have been the kick 6 game. That's the game that kept them out.
Yeah.
That was losing to Auburn on a fluke play. And, I mean, it was. I'm not an Alabama or Auburn fan either way, but that was a fluke. That's all. Yeah. I've never seen that happen anywhere at any level.
And Auburn played for the national championship that year.
Yep, lost to Florida State.
Lost to Florida State. I like to play Florida State.
So, historically, the odds are against you. Good as Nebraska was, they won 94-95, beat the fire out of Florida in 95
63 to
with Tommy Frazier. Didn't win it in 96, and then came back in 97. So
yeah.
It's hard. That's why.
Well, who would you pick now? If you got to pick right now, I know it's way early. I got Georgia. Who would you pick?
I don't think you can't not pick Georgia.
Yeah.
They're definitely going to be the favorite. Like you said, their schedule sets up well. I mean, they're the best team in the country, so their opponents are always going to be
And I think he's
easier.
going to have his assistants back.
He's going to have his assistants back. They're going to reload again. Their quarterback play, obviously they had Bennett the last couple of years, but I'm sure whoever's next in line is going to be pretty fantastic. I think it's Georgia's national championship to lose. But like Jim was saying, crazy stuff happens, and you got to avoid that kind of stuff to make that run.
It's never happened before in modern football. Back in the old days, everybody had a national championship team. Minnesota did it like in the 30s.
Late 30s.
Yeah,
And
but
TCU won a national championship, I think, in
38.
Yeah.
And I think that might have been one of the years they counted for Minnesota. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Right.
Army did it, but it was some people, they got one poll that said they were. But the big boys in modern football, Alabama should have had it. 64, they won it. 65, they won it. In 66, they went undefeated. But you showed on TV in Birmingham, the hose and all the civil rights problems they had. They didn't get it. That was all political. Then in 70, Alabama in the 70s had it again. Should have had 3 in a row, but they got beat. 77, they beat Ohio State like a drum. We thought we won the national championship. They gave it to Notre Dame. Then they won it in 78 and 79. So they had a couple chances to win 3. 3 chances they had an opportunity. More than anybody else didn't do it. Oklahoma's had 2 chances. I believe it was Oklahoma had 2. Like Jim pointed out, Nebraska had a chance. But I think Kirby's going to be the first coach to do it. I think Georgia's going to be the first time to do it. And he's going to break a lot of records before that young man gets out of the coaching.
Absolutely.
How'd you like to get $1 million check for just winning one football game? That'd be pretty nice.
That'd be pretty nice.
Yeah. I think he'd afford to buy a house down 38 now.
Probably.
Yeah.
I would think so.
His wife loves the lake. Lake. He wants to be on the, I don't know what he wants. I don't know why he hasn't got a place on the beach. I know he'll make more return on his money. Maybe getting Beth or Mark to sell something to him. Real quick, I don't know how much time we got, but let's talk a little bit about golf. I didn't give you an opportunity today.
Yeah, I mean, you're in the beginning of the season. Last week you had the big Kapalua Tournament of Champions Century Championship that John Rahm came back and won. They tear that course apart. I think he was 27 under or something like that. This week's tournament is kind of a little bit of an off tournament. You don't have a ton of huge names playing in it at Wailea Country Club on the, I believe that one's on the island of Honolulu. But Jordan Spieth's out to an early lead in that one. He's tied with a couple other guys. But obviously, once you get through this early part of the season, then you start getting the big stuff. TPC Sawgrass, the Players Championship, will be coming up here in a little bit. Masters is right around the corner, that second full week in April. So it's going to be interesting to see how this year shakes out with the Live Tour. They just signed a couple more guys. So a lot of stuff going on in the world of golf when it comes to these antitrust stuff and the competition between the two tours. So,
all right, I think it's it for us today, right? We got 1 minute. Okay, you want to give a little bit more love on Bay Point before we get out of here?
Come out and see us. We got our local pass. Just started again the first of the year. We run one of those every quarter. We talked about it earlier in the show, but the big Bay Point Billfish Open is coming back to Bay Point. That'll be June 28th through July 3rd. And then, of course, Sean Geiser and his crew's got Tea Time Car Wash that just started up this week. They're doing a great job. He was listening earlier. You said you gave him a couple more inches than he deserved.
Hey, y'all be careful. If you got a Corvette, it's been proven they can run a track like a 4.7, and also you can lose secret documents. So be careful in your Corvette. All right, we're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Aggravation ain't satisfaction in me. A little more bite, a little less spark, a little less fight.
ESPN Northwest Florida, the afternoon underdog.
Hi, this is Todd Mueller from PCB Coins and Cards. Join me on the Afternoon Underdogs Mondays at 4:20. We'll discuss rare coins and currency, hard-to-find trading cards, sports memorabilia, and the amazing stories behind them all. Plus, you can call in with your questions at 850-215-6299.